MightyKeef. Reviews to a new AAA game have come out, and you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Drama. Seems to be the trend in recent years for pretty much every AAA game, unfortunately. There are some that don't have to suffer that fate, but for the most part, I feel like there's always some type of craziness going behind the scenes with the AAA releases. But this one's Dragon Age Veilguard, and this one has been hit with a slew of controversy. Is it woke? Are there too many black people? Are there too many gays? Are there too many women? Or is it going back to the original Dragon Age where it's dark, it's gritty, it's just great storytelling and et cetera, et cetera. I don't think any of those are going to be true. Me personally, BioWare has kind of like lost my. They've kind of lost the luxury of me like really being behind them for a while now. However, I always have that hope, right? I always hope something turns around. But I've come to grips to realize like Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3, even I'm a 3 advocate, even though I know a lot of people at launch hated it because, lack of decision making in the end, yada, yada, this, that, and third. I didn't play Mass Effect 3 until it got its like the DLC that fixed almost everything. So my experience is very different from people who played it at launch. And the fact that it had to get DLC to change up the ending or whatever shows that, the people at launch were correct, right? It didn't go over well, right? But, the people who've made those games, the people who have made BioWare what it is back in the past, I believe they're gone. I think they're gone. I don't know what the talents are of the newer crew in there, but they have just dropped Dragon Age the Veilguard, and it is seemingly very good so far, at least commercially. All the reviews are saying it's good. Of course, there were some controversy about certain people getting codes. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I wanted to read a little bit of these first, and then we want to go into this hilarious thread. IGN gave it a 9. IGN gave Dragon Age the Veilguard a 9. Now, I don't really take IGN's posts really serious anymore. I don't think I have in over a decade. But it's always fun to kind of start a conversation with or tease or whatever. Right? It's always fun. However, my God, everyone in the comments is going crazy about this. And it's like a particular side, right? It's like the people that are like, nah, this shouldn't do good because of DEI, Sweet Baby Inc., all that yada, 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 yada. Right? I can't see many people that just want it to fail because they want it to fail. A lot of people want this game to fail because of they believe it's pushing a message. But I don't think you should put a message in the game for the sake of just having a message. It should at least tie into the story. Like it should be a reason why that message is in the story. It shouldn't be like, oh, this is out of place. Why is this here? That's so random. I guess the biggest example I can give is like The Last Jedi, where it's like they're all fighting in space, right? Like, Sith versus Jedi, and then randomly Finn goes off and does his own side quest to save the animals from horrible people. Now, while that's true, right, you should, I think it was like a PETA message or something crazy. It was very out of place, right? It was like, why is this here? But I'm kind of getting off in the weeds right now. I wanted to read a little bit of this, right? So you got it, 50 reviews, 84, mostly favorable. PC only has 22 reviews. It's at 80. PC is probably going to drop down to like 78. I could see that happening, right? Well, depending upon how many people review it on PC, but I can't see why they wouldn't. I'm actually very shocked that PS5 has the most reviews because this isn't like a PS5 exclusive or anything. I don't even know if the marketing rights were going to PS5 because I think Dragon Age Veilguard was at a lot of Xbox's stuff. So I don't know why there was many PS5 reviews, but currently only 5 reviews on Xbox. It's at a 93. This will obviously go down to maybe, 88 probably, which is pretty sick, I guess, for, So we're probably looking at 88 on Xbox, probably 83, maybe even 82. Or I might say at 84 for PS5, and we're looking at like 78 for PC if PC critics go up to like 50 critics or so. Who are these? Okay, PC Gamer right here. We'll go here. The Veilguard is a fantastic role playing game with action packed battles, lots of exploration potential, great characters, incredible amount of lore and epic stories. Yeah, and that's kind of like what they talk about for I guess most of the good reviews, right? It's that they enjoyed the exploration in what's it called, Dragon Age Inquisition. There was a big part of it that was kind of like an MMO where you had to do fetch quests, where you had to go and it was big open area and you did this and that and the third. Well, this one is going to be a lot more linear, and it is going to be a lot more focused on like just the objective and whatnot. Not to say that there won't be any side quests, but it's going to be much more focused, which is what I wanted personally. I did not. I couldn't even beat Inquisition. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I couldn't get out of. I couldn't get out of Hinterlands, man. I couldn't get out of the Hinterlands, whatever you want to call it, bro. I just couldn't. Maybe one day I'll go back and give that game a fourth try. But bro, I get so bored. Like I couldn't do it, man. And I know it's good. I know a lot of people love that game. They always tell me to go back to it. So maybe I will. But let's go down to the ones that are not as favorable, right? Let's go see why people are giving it mixed reviews. Let's go down, right? Because you know, people are gonna say it's good, cool. You don't really. If you're a person who's gonna buy a game, you want to know why it's good, but you also want to know what people didn't like about it, right? See if maybe that will echo how you feel as well. Okay, so this says 70. All right, return to form. This once lauded RPG studio that should satiate Dragon Age fans quite well after a decade-long wait, but returning to form and perfecting form are not the same thing. Bioware has plenty of room to regrow as it gets back on track, making the kinds of games RPG fans want them to create. Do I need to get my glasses? 60s, right? Because that's a little bit worse. Dragon Age Veilguard feels like Bioware playing it too safe. While it nails what it does best, like the excellent cast and interpersonal relationships, from a gameplay perspective, it feels out of date. I'm going to be honest, though. That didn't seem like a bad review. Cause like when I play these Bioware games, what loved me the most was kind of like the interpersonal dynamics of the cast. I was like, bro, if I make a decision and this harms one of my cast members, as opposed to the other, it's like, well, I really like this person, but this person is for me morally correct, right? But I really enjoyed. Yeah. I mean. What I'm looking for is really like, like, do your character choices matter? How does the character progression feel? You said the story itself kind of fumbles, but what about the character stories of the individual companions? Are they gripping at least? Because if the character stories are good, but the main story is not that great, I'll be all right. I'd be like, all right, that's whatever. That's almost kind of how I felt with. Cyberpunk, whereas the main story was okay, but the real stuff was the side stories. Those were godlike. But yeah, I don't really see anything. Just skimming over it. Overall, the game's social aspect is just about what you'd expect from Bioware. The dialogue between romantic interests is well written and strays far enough away from the press X to sleep with parody. Huh. This is aided by a strong cast of companions. Bioware's best since Mass Effect. Whoa! They gave it a 60 and said, okay, all right, hey, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one thing I'm seeing. Whether it's a good or bad review, they are saying that the cast of companions are strong and the writing for them are good. I like that. If the overall story sucks, that's a L, but you're going to also be spending a large portion of this game with the companion quest. So, how each character reacts to your actions can often be surprising. Okay, that's good. So IGN gave it a 9. I don't even know why. Enjoyable action combat. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't even need to listen. A fantastic cast of allies with sweeping story arcs, all their own, top-notch cinematics, and moving, nuanced character writing are the wings on which this triumphant dragon soars. If we never get another Dragon Age, at least it got out on a high note. That's kind of strange. Why would you say that? Why would you say if we never get another Dragon Age? Sounds like they know something we don't. That's what it sounds like. Looks like, okay. There's cope in the replies. You can put breast removal scars on your character. 9 out of 10 IGN. Oh my god! I hope this is as good as this review says it is. Politics aside, I don't think a single person thinks more good games existing is a bad thing. I agree with that, but will other people do it? If those games make everyone pansexual, it definitely is a bad thing. Okay, so yeah, it's probably just gonna be a lot of toxic stuff up here. I'm gonna be honest with you. Obviously it's people. Like I said, this game has sparked a huge little culture war, and because it's like, oh goodness, are people getting changed? Is censorship happening? Is DEI happening? Is this, that, and the third happening? Yada yada. Man, I just want games to be good. I just want games to be good, bro. I don't care how it happens. I just want the games to be good, right? If a game has this wokeness, DEI in it, but it's good, then I don't care. If a game is bad and it has wokeness and DEI in it, I don't care. The game is bad, right? I care if the game is good, and I care if the game is bad. Whatever made it to be either of those is what actually matters. And there is no good game, right? There's no good game that became bad because it had wokeness or DEI, or because it didn't have DEI or wokeness, right? And there's no bad game that is bad just because it had DEI, or just because it had wokeness, or just because it didn't have DEI, or just because it didn't have wokeness. The game was bad because the game was bad, and the game was good because the game was good. And all I want is good games. So, this gentleman and or lady, I don't know actually, I'm assuming, yeah, probably a gentleman, Wolfheart FPS. They said that 3 creators, himself included, were a bit more critical than others with their hands-on time with the Dragon Age, the Veilguard. And not a single one of them will be getting a review code with time to actually give opinions before release. Just thought he would throw that out there. And buddy, that sparked a lot of stuff, right? Because it's like, well, if BioWare is selecting who they give codes to, right, based off of if they're going to give a good review, then it's going to look biased, right? And I agree with that. If that is what is happening, that is bad, right? Objectively speaking, if you are selecting who you're going to give codes to based off of if they're going to give you a good review or not, that is not good. That is not an accurate reflection of the game's actual quality, because you were able to you were able to just show the good and not the bad. However, it has an 84 right now. So there are clearly places that did not give it great reviews. So that's a little odd, right? It's got, Digital Trends. I've heard of them. These aren't like nobody. Oh, I've never heard of this one or this one. But, everything, what is that? Eurogamer? We've heard of Eurogamer before. GameSpot, obviously everyone knows about GameSpot, right? VGC. I mean, these are places that a lot of people know about, and, they've been given bad reviews, right? So the idea that they were just given out to people that would give them good reviews doesn't hold much weight, because it has an 84. Not only that, the most critical person so far is SkillUp, who came out with a video today saying that he does not recommend this game at all. Let's go and bring that up here. Where is that at? Yeah, I haven't even watched it yet, but he does not recommend this at all. 5 hours, almost 500,000 already, right? Now you would think if I want people to say only good things about it, I don't want people to talk bad about it, I'm not going to give it to SkillUp, who has been very critical. I'm not going to give a code to SkillUp, who is known to be very critical about video games, right? Especially if he's not already gushing over my game. If this was really happening, in my opinion, and SkillUp has not previously said this is gonna be the best game I ever played, yada yada yada, I would not give a code to him, bro. He's like one of the biggest reviewers on the platform of YouTube. That just wouldn't make it. He's the one person that I would expect not to get a code if this was actually happening. I can't imagine why they would just give the biggest guy a review code if they didn't 100% know that he was gonna say yes, this is a great game. It's just funny. Look, number 2 on trending already. Like, come on, man. Like, they gave codes to people that that were going to be critical. They just, you never owed a code, right? As a creator, as an influencer, as a reviewer, you never owed a code. Now everyone's going to be selective to some degree, right? Every company is going to be selective. But to say it was selective based off of like who was going to give good or bad reviews, I think this alone shows that's just not true. Because there's no feasible way you would give him a code unless you 100% knew he was going to say yes, this is great. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's a big Xbox guy. He also disliked it, and he usually, I believe, likes BioWare stuff. Like he said he's an avid fan of it. Crazy to meet that people don't understand that people in those great studios don't work there anymore. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, they don't work there anymore, right? So BioWare is not the same BioWare that it's been. I'm kind of just going on for a rant. Guys, I don't really do this, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun just talking about games. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in drama on Twitter. I don't want to do all that crazy. I just want to just create content, create skits, and create gaming videos, man. That's my funny stuff. But people just bring me into stuff, man. People just bring me into stuff. Why was your rook in leaked footage? What? Honestly, are any of us surprised by this? Probably not. Let's go to... What was his stuff? Okay, D1. Sacrificing entire tribes of elves to demons just to get a little extra power. DA4. Can't call people an idiot. What? Uh-oh. See, I have not watched either of these reviews yet, but I do, obviously you can tell by the title, that the Dragon Age, they don't like it, right? And these are big reviewers on the site. But anyways, yeah. DRM free. Oh yeah, so there's no de novo in the game. I heard that was like a big thing there. But anyways, guys, that's kind of it. It's just been kind of a crazy show right now. I do believe, if I can go and find it, that I believe actually it is currently the 3rd most pre-ordered game. Let's look right here. Okay, so currently, it is in the top 5 sellers list on Steam. About 3 days before it comes out. And it is number 25 on wishlist. See, that's pretty good. Top 5 on Steam. I'm sorry, not even pre-seller. It's just like these are just sellers, right? It's top 5 in the sellers list. 73,000 followers. Yeah, I mean that seems pretty good so far. We'll see how much it sells. I thought maybe 3 million, right? I think 3 million is big. I don't know how much it costs to make this one. It's not as big as Inquisition, right? Like, it's not open world or anything like that. So I'm assuming maybe the cost to make this one wasn't as expensive as Inquisition, but who knows? Inquisition sold like 10 million copies or something crazy. And I don't know if Dragon Age can reach that, because I don't know if there's as much faith with BioWare anymore, but I could be wrong. This thing might blow through the roof, especially with, there's a lot of normies, right? IGN giving it a 9. There's a lot of normies. There's definitely a lot of normies still out there where it's like they play games, right? And that's it. Maybe they buy 3 games a year, right? And they just love certain games from Call of Duty. Maybe they love, big games like, The Witcher and stuff like that, right? They play 3 games a year, maybe, right? And to them, IGN's still a household name. BioWare is still a household name. Dragon Age is still a household name. So they see IGN, who they recognize, saying that Dragon Age from BioWare is a 9 out of 10. That man might go to the store tomorrow and buy it. That man might be going to GameStop. That man or woman or child, anything might be going to GameStop tomorrow. And that could be a huge amount of people. Most gamers are casuals. They are. That's the market. Most gamers are normie casuals. And something like this could push sales. It can. Heavily. But we'll see. We'll see. They might sell 500,000 copies. That's it. Who knows? I don't think so. I'm definitely getting the game. When the game first came out, I was very skeptical because I was like, okay, I don't really care about Bioware that much anymore. I've given up on them. I'll go and play Mass Effect 3 times a year, though. I don't care. I still fucking love that game. And I'll be honest, Dragon Age 2 is in my heart, even though I know it's not a good game. That is in my heart, even more than Dragon Age Origins. You can cancel me. I don't care. Dragon Age 2 is actually... I played Dragon Age 2 before I played Dragon Age Origins. And Isabella always has a place in my heart. That's how I got attracted to toxic women, unfortunately. And I love that game, right? I know it's bad. It's a very bad game. But I loved it. I love it. So I'll go back and play those games. But when this game came out, it looked cartoonish. It looked like the theme wasn't there. It didn't look like what I wanted it to. But I'm a guy who tries to think as objectively as possible. So I didn't write it off. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of nuances that can go into how a game is made or the conversations about games. So I was like, no, look, I'm not going to go off of just the way it looks, right? Because if it's still a good story, if it's still good gameplay, it's still good companions, it's still good pacing, I can get past it looking little odd. I mean, it's not like it looks absolute like dog shit or whatever. It just looks not like I would expect. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I would rather it look different. But if it's still a good game, I'll look into it. So here we are. Now it comes out in about 2-3 days. It's supposed to be Pro enhanced, so I probably won't get it until my PS5 Pro comes in. Yeah, I bought a PS5 Pro, and I got the 30th anniversary little controllers with it too and stuff like that. So I'll have an unboxing for you guys on that, and I'll let you know if it's something you should get or not. You know what I mean? Because I know it's going to sound crazy, but if you want to play Grand Theft Auto 6 anytime soon, you're going to have to get a PS5 Pro, my brother, or an Xbox mid-gen whenever that comes out, because it don't look like it's coming out for PC until earliest 2027, 2028. And it looks like it's going to run like a slideshow on base PS5 and base Xbox Series X. It does not. Listen. Now I feel like I'm one of those guys who like, I can't reveal my sources. And I feel like I'm one of those type of guys. But yeah, I've not only heard, but I've seen some things in the back room. You know what I'm saying? In behind the scenes. And that game gonna look like, I don't even know if it's going to hit 30 FPS on regular machines, bro. But we'll see. But you guys, man, this was fun. I'll make some more videos like this about games. Just let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about. And I'll look it up, and we'll have some good conversations. I'm not in the business of starting drama. I'm in the business of having conversations. So love you guys. Have a good day, and yeah, keep gaming.